I am really not a Klon person, so when Keeley Electronics reached out to see if I wanted to demo their new take on the legendary circuit, I asked them, "You sure about that?" And well, here it is, so let's see if this is the Klon that finally wins me over. Welcome to Get Offset, my name is Emily and I really appreciate you. Keeley is sponsoring this video, but thoughts and opinions are all mine. Ears are all yours though. Like I mentioned earlier, I've demoed a few Klon clones or Klon inspired pedals over the years, but none of them really spoke to me. So ultimately, I came to the conclusion that I just don't like Klons. The big thing for me is that I find Klons can be really ice picky, really ear fatiguing, and frankly, I'm tired of being told it's only like that because I don't know how to use a Klon. Listen, I've watched the videos, I've read the articles, I know that people use Klon as a buffer, to boost an overdriven amp or another dirt pedal, blah, 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 but I have other buffered pedals and I really prefer to play very clean amps. I think it was Sean Tubbs on the Rev YouTube saying that he used it as a quote, push box, and that seems to be how most people use Klons. And using it as an overdrive, turning the gain up, generally just not a sound I like. And while I appreciate the main use cases of the Klon, I want an overdrive pedal where I like the sound of the actual overdrive. And that's exactly what Keeley Electronics has promised with the Mantis. I know you want to get into sounds, we're going to get there quickly. I need to explain the controls first. Like a classic Klon, it has tone, level, and gain. And then there are obviously two toggles, you can see those, right? With both toggles down, you're promised that classic Klon sound. And with the tech that Keeley has in his office, I trust that it is absolutely spot on. But the magic of the Mantis is indeed with the toggles. On the left under the tone, that toggle engages a bass boost that adds 3 decibels of low end. Stock down is more of that transparent mid boost that you expect from a Klon. The right is my personal favorite though, that's on the gain side. Down is again classic stock Klon with the germanium diodes, but up uses germanium transistors to deliver more compression and saturation, and to my ears it smooths out the sound in a small but significant way. First things first, let's hear it do that classic Klon thing. I'll be using the Fender Player 2 Modified Telecaster SH, and I'm running the Mantis into the Benson Chimera plugin from Mixwave because frankly, I can't run any of my good tube amps dirty without being very rude to my neighbors. On that plugin, the volume is about 4, tone is in the middle. It sounds like this. Just on the edge of not clean, right? Now if we engage the Klon with the tone in the middle, level is at 1030, drive, let's get up to about 11. That sounds pretty good, right? I think that's because the gain is below noon. Let's hear it with the bass boost engaged. Not a huge difference, but in my opinion is a significant one, and the same goes for the diode / transformer switch. Transistor is more mellow, and that's only going to become more obvious when we move the drive past noon. So at this point, I have the drive at about, let's call that 2 o'clock, 2:30, and I'm on the neck pickup still. Let's listen to that on the bridge. At this point, the classic Klon is far from my favorite sound in the world. Maybe it sounds better in a mix, sure, that's fair, but to my ears, it's honestly fatiguing just hearing it at all. It does sound a bit better to my ear with the bass boost. It feels more balanced somehow. Now let's go back to completely stock tone and hit that drive side toggle again. Yeah. I've lost count of how many times I've said this, but to me, it's a subtle but significant difference. It still has those good Klon characteristics, that bump, but it feels smoother and overall more pleasant to my ear than stock. It's obviously more compressed. You can hear that with the volume difference for sure. You just heard it, I mean. So I would recommend, level down just a little bit if you're going stock, up a little bit if you're going to the toggle up position. So clearly this can do the classic Klon thing, but for me, it's also a pedal that you can use as a higher gain overdrive. But first, if you're already sold on this pedal or are looking to buy anything else in the musical instrument space, please consider using the affiliate links in my video description. Using those links doesn't cost you anything extra, but a portion of each sale made through them is shared with me. It's a great way to support this channel doing things that, let's be honest with ourselves and each other, we were probably going to do anyway. All right, well, we're already kind of highish gain, but let's crank it even more. Get the gain up to above 3. Let's turn on the bass boost, and let's turn up the tone just a little bit. Yeah, I did not like that as much when I turned the gain side toggle back to stock. I'm not exaggerating when I say it gives me a stomach ache. And that's not unique to this pedal at all. That's nothing against the Mantis. That's just me and Klons. So toggle down, even with the bass up. Toggle up. And I love it again. Going off script, I really do think this is a great pedal. I've never thought I would imagine putting a Klon or anything related to a Klon on my board. And now I can really imagine doing that. Like I can imagine using this to drive like the Keeley blues disorder more, and then using it as its own kind of overdrive as well, just making a couple adjustments on the fly. So if you're like me and you've just really never thought you were a Klon person, I recommend giving this one a try. If you liked this video, check out the one on the screen where I demo the Keeley Rotary, which is simply a beautiful sounding stereo rotary pedal. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.